Hello, my lovely, wonderful people. Welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Fear, anger, disappointment, frustration. These are words used to describe what has gripped the camp of the Labour Party and its governorship candidate ahead of the Edo State elections, Mr. Olumide Akpata, following the refusal of the Edo chapter of the Obedient Movement to support the Labour Party's candidate. My country people, this is interesting. There seem to be a little bit of tensions within the party in Edo State ahead of the elections. Instead, the Obedient Movement has strewn its weight behind the candidate of the ruling party, the All Progressive Congress (APC) Senator Monday Okpebholo, instead of its party man. And the larger splinter group of the movement has said that Olumide Akpata is unelectable and has decided to pinch their tent with Okpebholo, who was elected in Senate in 2023. And the remnant of the movement has also thrown their support for the state's ruling party, the People's Democratic Party, whose candidate is Mr. Aswe Ihodalo. So my country people, we know that Aswe Ihodalo is a business mogul and also a lawyer. And now the Labour Party doesn't have supporters because the Obedient Movement, which is ought and expected to back the Labour Party's candidates, none of them are ready to support Olumide Akpata. So it seems that Olumide Akpata is on his own. The movement have pledged their support for the APC and its candidate on Monday. The first group in the movement had also pledged their support for the PDP candidate a few weeks ago. The group, comprising members from the Edo South Senatorial District, on Monday said that they were supporting Monday Okpebholo because of his close ties with the people. And this development is crippling the Labour Party's campaign, as its campaign is not gaining traction. And the Obedient Movement, as we all know, is a formidable group which emerged a few months after its national head, Mr. Peter Obi, defected to the Labour Party and became its presidential candidate in 2022/2023. And the movement, which takes its name from Peter Obi, successfully has pushed the Labour Party to national consciousness, leading to the victories of the likes of Alex Otti of Abia and Ireti Kingebe as the FCT senator, amongst others in the Senate, the House of Reps, state assemblies, amongst others. And guys, this Obedient Movement had shown Obi support, great support, during the presidential election. And members of this movement, which is organic and leaderless, have said that their support is not to any party. They are not devoted to any political party, but they are devoted to personality, which they say must be based on integrity, must be based on transparency. Someone that can relate to the characteristics of Peter Obi. But now there is no hope for Olumide Akpata. There is no hope for Olumide Akpata, as the Obedient Movement have divided, sharing their support amongst the PDP and the APC in the state. And this is coming just barely months before the elections. And this has sent shock waves across Akpata's campaign, forcing the Labour Party's publicity secretary in the state, Sam, to slam the movement, describing it as absurd. Because it's kind of absurd for the Labour Party to start hearing that the Obedient Movement, which is expected to support the Labour Party candidates, some of them are supporting Senator Monday Okpebholo, while the others of the Obedient Movement are supporting Aswe Ihodalo, and none of them have given their endorsement to Olumide Akpata. And the Obedient Movement is kind of synonymous with the Labour Party, and according to him is the integral members of the party. So they have forgotten so soon, according to the party's publicity secretary, that they were denied the use of the Sam Egbemudia Stadium. That was before the presidential elections. and how the obedient members were, kicked out before the elections, how they were, violent abuses on them and their supporters, the Labour Party supporters. So it seems that these guys now, instead of them to support their own, they are now supporting Monday Okpebolo and Asue Yodalo. So at this point, it seems that the obedient movement are the ones working against the party's candidate, Olumide Akpata. But then the Labour Party candidate, Olumide Akpata, is yet to react to this development. So my country people, it seems that Akpata is on his own in terms of the obedient. So none of the obedient have supported but it's quite sad that the obedient, as expected, ought to support the Labour Party's candidate in Edo State, because we heard some news last few weeks back that some obedient movements endorsed Asue Yodalo. And then recently, this week, we also heard news that some obedient movements supported the APC candidate, and the Labour Party had kicked against this. They were quite furious over this development, that the Labour Party, instead of supporting their own, are giving their endorsement to other political parties and their candidates in the states. And it's, leaving Olumide Akpata to fend for himself. So my country people, this is just the obedient movement for you in Edo State and the Edo State candidates, because there seem to be a little bit of tensions within the Labour Party, as they've not really gotten endorsements from the obedient movement. But I must say, the Labour Party's candidates, doesn't really need the full endorsement of obedient movement, so long as he knows what he's doing. There are other people that would still vote for him aside Labour Party faithfuls. Those people that want genuine leadership for Edo State, if they see him as the right candidate, he will get their vote. But then I'm sure this would bring about fear in the Labour Party, because some certain obedient members have not given their support to the Labour Party's candidate. Instead, they are giving their support to another candidate outside their party. Now, let's take reactions from Nigerians. Are all working for PDP? No argument about it. It seems that unstable leaders breed unstable followers. They are so scared of the obedience. It seems that the movement should not be confused with Labour Party. The movement are those in support of a man, Peter Obi, so they are not necessarily all candidates of the Labour Party. And Akpata made a blunder from the beginning. He was or is a candidate of the Labour Party and not being backed by the obedient movement. Okay, the APC is trying at all costs to push a narrative that the obedient movement is dying off gradually. What they do not know is that the obedient is on top of this matter. Okay guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. So my country people, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.